Welcome to TopCable. We are one of the leading brands worldwide in the manufacture of electric cables. We manufacture copper and aluminium cable in low, medium and high voltage for more than 5,000 customers in a wide variety of sectors. At TopCable, technology is focused on the development and production of the highest quality electric cables. Our cables are certified by internationally recognized organizations around the world. In this video blog, we will talk about the cable name and description. Each cable has a name and description code according to the standard. This description is composed by a set of letters and numbers, each one representing a different aspect of the cable's composition. The correct name for the cable and its description allows the buyer or installer to select the right cable and helps to avoid making the wrong selection of cable. Correct marking on the cable is also a guarantee of quality because it clearly identifies the details and characteristics of the cable. For example, good marking should tell you who the manufacturer is, the type of cable, and any certifications that the cable has. When the cable does not clearly identify these things, you may be looking at a faulty cable, which does not meet the correct safety standards and does not provide any guarantee that the cable will operate correctly. It may also mean a shorter lifespan compared with correctly marked cables. At TopCable, we mark all our cables with a full set of details. This makes it easier for our customers to identify the cable they need and gives them the guarantee that they're buying the right cable. We have divided the detailed explanation of the cable designation into 4 blocks. The first 3 blocks refer to low voltage cables. The last one refers to medium voltage cables with its specific description. Low voltage cables up to 750 volts. Low voltage cables 0.6 to 1 kilovolts. Low voltage cables VDE 0245. Medium voltage cables. The Extreme H07RN-F cable is an excellent example of low voltage cables up to 750 volts. TopCable manufactures and commercializes a wide variety of low voltage cables up to 750 volts, such as H05V-K and H07V-K, H05VV-F, ES05Z1-K and H07Z1-F, H07ZZ-K, H07VVH6-F and H01N2-D, and many more. Taking H07RN-F as an example, firstly comes the name of the manufacturer, in this case TopCable, and its trademark, Extreme. After the name of the manufacturer and its trademark, the letters and numbers refer to its standardization, to the nominal voltage, to the cable insulations, to metallic coverings, to the type of conductors, and to the final composition of the cable. The meaning of each letter within each section is as follows. H means that the cable is designed and made according to harmonized standards. H, harmonized standards. 07 means it's assigned voltage. Our H07RN-F is a 750 volts cable. R refers to cable insulation. In this case, it is a rubber cable. Other possible insulation types are B, ethylene propylene rubber, EPR, G, copolymer ethylene vinyl acetate, EVA, N, elastomer polychloroprene, S, silicon rubber, V, polyvinyl chloride, PVC, V2, PVC 90 degrees centigrade service, V3, PVC low temperature service, V4, polyvinyl chloride, cross-linked, Z, polyolefin with low emission of corrosive gases and smoke, Z1, thermoplastic polyolefin with low emission of corrosive gases. H07RN-F is not reinforced with any metallic coatings. The most common metallic coatings are C4, copper braided screen. Extreme H07RN-F's outer sheath is made of polychloroprene, as is indicated by the letter N. Other possible outer sheaths are B, ethylene propylene rubber, EPR, G, copolymer ethylene vinyl acetate, EVA, J, plated fiberglass, N4, chlorosulfonated polyethylene, CN, N8, special polychloroprene, water resistant, Q, thermoplastic polyurethane, TPU, R. Natural rubber, NR, or styrene butadiene rubber, SBR, S. Silicon rubber, T. Textile braided over-insulated conductors, V. Polyvinyl chloride, PVC, V2. PVC 90 degrees service, V3. PVC low temperature service, V5. PVC oil resistant, Z. Cross-linked polyolefin with low emission of corrosive gases and smoke, Z1. Thermoplastic polyolefin with low emission of corrosive gases and smoke. Extreme H07RN-F is a round cable. Other possibilities are none. Round cable. D3. Conducting element made up of one or more components, metallic or textile, located in the center of a round cable or distributed across the width of a flat cable. H. Flat cables, with or without an outer sheath, with insulated conductors that can be separated. H2. Flat cables with insulated conductors that cannot be separated. H6. Flat cables with 3 or more insulated conductors. H7. Double sheath of extruded insulation. H8. Extendable cable. F means that our cable is made up of flexible copper glass 5 or IEC 60228 for use in mobile installations. Other common conductors are K, flexible copper for fixed installations, class 5 of IEC 60228. D, flexible for welding machine cables. E, very flexible for use in welding machines. H, extra flexible, class 6 of IEC 60228. R, rigid with round section of various wired cables. U, solid strand copper. Y, copper strips wrapped helicoidally round a textile support, Oropo. The next section details the number and section of the conductors. The section is expressed in millimeters squared. NGS, number and section of the conductors in millimeters squared, with yellow-green conductor. NXS, number and section of the conductors in millimeters squared. In the example, 4x50 indicates that it has 4 conductors of 50 millimeters squared, without a conductor, yellow and green. Lastly comes the cable certification. INOR, HAR, means that the product is subject to a regular control of manufacturing by an external organization, INOR, and having the corresponding certificate. It is a certified product, HAR. Our Extreme H07RN-F cable is both INOR and HAR certificated. The markings of the cable may contain additional details like CE, obligatory CE marking for commercial products in the European community. This mark can be on the product or in the packing. Date of manufacturing, years, months and day. In the example, December the 31st, 2011. The date of manufacturing is usually indicated for tracking purposes. Tracking allows the determination of by whom, when and where each phase of the production process was made and which materials were used. Let's see some examples. Cable manufacturer. Trademark of the manufacturer. Harmonized cable, H, of 500 volts, 05. PVC insulation, V. PVC sheath, V. And flexible conductor for mobile services, F. INOR, HAR, means the product is subject to manufacturing control by an external organization, INOR, and it is a certified product, HAR. Cable manufacturer. Trademark of the manufacturer. Harmonized cable, H, of 500 volts, 05. PVC insulation, V. Oil-resistant PVC sheath, V5. And flexible conductor for mobile services, F. Cable with 19 conductors of 1 millimeter squared, one of them being a yellow-green conductor. Standard for cable design, Spanish, and its correlative European. Means the product is subject to manufacturing control by an external organization, INOR, and it is a certified product, HAR. Obligatory CE marking for commercial products in the European community. This mark can be on the product or on the packing. Date of manufacturing, year, month and day. In the example, January the 2nd, 2011. The PowerFlex RV-K cable is an excellent example of one of our 1000 volts cables. Other such cables are RZ1-K, SZ1-K, Z1Z1-K, RVFV-K, and RVMV-K, VV-K, DN-F, DN-K, and ZZ-F, just to name a few. Focusing on the RV-K name and description, firstly comes the manufacturer's name, in this case TopCable, and then its trademark, PowerFlex. After the name of the manufacturer and its trademark, the letters and numbers refer to its standardization, to the nominal voltage, to the cable insulations, to metallic coverings, to the type of conductors, and to the final composition of the cable. R refers to the cable insulation. In this case, it is an XLPE cable. R, cross-linked polyethylene, XLPE, X. Other common insulation types are Z1, thermoplastic halogen-free polyolefin, Z, cross-linked halogen-free elastomer, V, polyvinyl chloride, PVC, S, cross-linked halogen-free silicon compound, D, ethylene propylene rubber, EPR. If there is no internal covering or any screen armor, no letter is used. The most common screens, internal coatings and screen armors are C4, braided copper screen, V, polyvinyl chloride, PVC, Z1, thermoplastic halogen-free polyolefin. The most common armors are F, helicoidal steel ribbon, FA, helicoidal aluminium ribbon, FA3, lengthwise corrugated aluminium ribbon, M, crown of steel strands, MA, crown of aluminium strands. PowerFlex's RV-K's outer sheath is made of PVC, as indicated by the letter V. Other possible outer sheaths are Z1, thermoplastic halogen-free polyolefin, Z, cross-linked halogen-free elastomer, N, vulcanized chlorinated polymer. The letter K means it is a flexible copper class 5 conductor for fixed installations. Other possible options are F, flexible copper class 5 for mobile services, D, flexible for welding machine cables. When there is no letter, the conductor is rigid copper, class 1 or 2. If the conductor is aluminium, AL is indicated. 0.6 to 1 kilovolts equals 1000 volts. Lastly, the number of conductors and their cross-sections are defined. NGS, number and cross-section of the conductors in millimeters squared, with yellow-green conductor. For example, 4G16 means 4 16mm squared conductors, one of them being yellow/green. NXS, number and cross-section of the conductors in millimeters squared. In this example, 4x16 means 4 16mm squared conductors. The references to the standards for the design of the cable in question are indicated last. UNE 21123, IEC 80502, UNE 21150. Additionally, the markings of the cable can contain additional details, like CE, obligatory CE marking for commercial products in the European community. The mark can be on the product or in the packing. Date of manufacturing, years, months, and day. In this example, December the 31st, 2011. The date of manufacturing is usually indicated for tracking purposes. Tracking allows the determination of by whom, when, and where each phase of the production process was made and which materials were used. Let's see some examples. Cable manufacturer. Trademark of the manufacturer. Insulated cable with XLPE, R, with a PVC screen, V, steel wire armoring, M, and sheathed with PVC, V, flexible class 5 or IEC 60228 copper conductor for fixed installations, K. The nominal voltage of the cable is 1000 volts. Cable with 3 conductors of 2.5 millimeters squared. Standard for cable design. In these standards, the cable is exactly defined. Thickness, material qualities, tests to be made, and many more. The UNE 21123 is the Spanish design standard. The IEC 60502 is the European standard on which the UNE 21123 is based. Obligatory CE marking for commercial products in the European community. This mark can be on the product or in the packing. Date of manufacturing, years, months, days. In the example, June the 8th, 2011. This cable clearly distinguishes which cables comply with VDE standards. Some of our most known VDE cables are Flextel 110YSLY and ScreenFlex 110LIYCY, after the name of the manufacturer, in this case TopCable, and of the trademark. The letters and numbers refer to the cable sheathings, to metallic coverings, to the type of conductors, and to the final composition of the cable. The most common letters mean A. Cables for outdoor use. G. Cables for mines. J. Cables for indoor use. JE. Cables for interior use in industrial electronic control systems or data processing. S. Cables for telephone switchboards. LI. Flexible conductor within the cable. 2Y. Insulation or sheath of solid PE. H. Halogen-free insulation. Y. PVC insulation. C. Copper braided screen. L. Screen tape of aluminium copolymer. B. Armor of strands or steel tape. P. Pairs. R. Round steel wires. Let's see an example. Trademark of the manufacturer. Flexible conductor of the cable. PVC insulation. Copper plate screen. PVC sheath. Medium voltage cables also have a name and description code according to the standard. Xvolt RHZ1 OL S1220 1x150 KAL plus H16. Xvolt is the brand name of the manufacturer, in this case TopCable, for medium voltage cables. We have divided the detailed explanation of the medium voltage cable designation into 3 blocks. After the brand name, the first block, RHZ1 in the example, refers to the cable liners, always from the inside outwards. The meaning of each letter is RH, insulation of XLPE and radial field. HEPR, insulation of HEPR and radial field. DH, insulation of EPR and radial field. F, armor of steel hoops. FA, armor of aluminium hoops. M, armor of galvanized steel wires. MA, armor of aluminium wires. Z1, halogen-free polyolefin sheath. V, PVC sheath. The second block, OL, S in the example, refers to additional characteristics. In white, cable without sealing. OL, simple longitudinal sealing, underneath sheath. 2OL, double longitudinal sealing, in conductor and underneath sheath. In white, cable without special properties in case of fire. S, safety cable, flame, non-propagator. AS, high safety cable, fire non-propagator. The third block, 1220 1x150 KAL plus H16 in the example, refers to the assigned voltage, the conductor, and the metal screen. UOU, assigned voltage in kilovolts. NXS, the number and cross-section of the conductors in millimeters squared. In white, rigid copper class 2. AL, compact aluminium conductor. Plus H16, screen of copper wires measuring 16 millimeters squared. Plus H25, screen of copper wires measuring 25 millimeters squared. Let's see a couple of examples. Brand name of the manufacturer TopCable. Insulation of XLPE and radial field. External sheath of halogen-free polyolefin. Simple longitudinal sealing underneath sheath. Safety cable flame, non-propagator. Assign nominal voltage in kilovolts. Cross-section of the conductor, millimeter squared, single core. Compact aluminium conductor. Screen of copper wires measuring 16 millimeter squared. Brand name of the manufacturer, TopCable. Insulation of HEPR and radial field. External sheath of halogen-free polyolefin. Without water sealing. Without fire retardant characteristics. Assign nominal voltage in kilovolts. Cross-section of the conductor, millimeter squared, single core. Copper conductor. Concentric screen of CU wires measuring 25 millimeters squared. We hope you will find this information useful. See you at our next video blog. TopCable, a question of trust.